Okay, so Joe, nice to see you back today. I was wondering if you could tell people who are having trigeminal neuralgia pain or are just interested in this topic a little bit about what your trigeminal neuralgia pain was like.
Well, it's the pain that, pardon me, it's the pain that is just really hard to describe. It's so severe, and I would not wish this pain on anyone. This has been about 18 years when it first started, and not really knowing why, and I didn't know what it was until I had a doctor friend give me his prognosis, and he said, this is TN. And of course I asked him what TN was, and he told me trigeminal neuralgia. And so I said, well, who should I see? And he gave me a doctor's name, a good friend of his who was a neurologist. And he gave me an MRI, and had an MRI ordered, and to check out if there was any tumor, which there was not. And I love this guy. He was so good. What a professional doctor he was. And he put me on some medications, which helped occasionally, not all the time. But I noticed certain foods, leaving a warm house, going out in cold weather, would cause this severe pain. In my case, it was, I think, the V2, which is the center, if I'm not mistaken, of the branch. And it was on sort of the right cheek, under the right eye, and the right gum. Oftentimes difficulty in brushing my teeth and smiling, making any change in facial expression. So it was quite miserable. And I would have some remission from time to time, but never consistently, where I could go a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks without it. So I had some interim type treatment, which did not work effectively. And I knew with an attack that I had probably a month and a half ago that I had to get help. And then I searched out my doctor here in Atlanta, Dr. Robinson, and something I'll never regret. It was a true blessing to me, and he scheduled the surgery at Northside. Very impressed with that hospital, the treatment there, the nurses, all of the care. Could not ask for more. And I am now 1 month and 5 days removed from the surgery, and I have had no pain in the face. And I feel very confident, very optimistic about this being the solution. And I'm thankful for Dr. Robinson.
And Joe, how about your medications? Because I know you were having some side effects from the medications.
Yes, my original neurologist, who is now retired, prescribed 2 medications. A baclofen, which is a muscle relaxer, and I think that was 20 milligrams, if I'm not mistaken, and Tegretol, which is 200 milligrams. He first prescribed this 3 times a day, and then I kept having some pain and interim pain, and so therefore we upped that to 4 per day. And I am so glad to be off of those 2 medications, because both, I think, of which caused some drowsiness. Both had some very negative effects on falling asleep just about any place, including driving, and I did that one time coming back from Chattanooga. So I'm delighted to be off of those 2 medications, and I'm delighted that I'm now released from Dr. Robinson's care, pending any other problems, and I'm not even going to anticipate that.
And did you find the surgery to be painful, or what was your experience like with the surgery itself?
I remember nothing about the surgery. Mm-hmm. Even post-surgery, I had no problems. I was in the hospital for 3 days, and then in the drive back to home, and through the normal procedure of not doing certain things for a month or so, I'm now back to where I can play golf and do the work around the house and in my gardens, and I'm just delighted.
Oh, you need to get back to Glen Eagle again.
And I hope to get back to Glen Eagle. Yes.
All right, very good, Joe. Thank you so much for sharing your experience.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.